Hey Kingdom Daughters, I'm so excited to see y'all here today. And today we're going to get right into the Word. So grab your Bibles, grab your journals, and let's get started. So we're going all the way into 1 Samuel, and we'll be talking about Elkanah and his family. Now Elkanah had two wives. He had Peninnah and he had Hannah. Now Peninnah, she had children, but Hannah, she couldn't have children. And every single year, Elkanah and his whole family, so Peninnah, Hannah, her children, everyone, they would go to Shiloh to worship and sacrifice to God. And when he showed his sacrifice to God, he would give portions of his meat to Peninnah and her children. And though he loved Hannah, he would only give her one portion because the Lord kept her from having children. And year after year, Peninnah would taunt Hannah, make fun of her because she couldn't have children. Hannah would be reduced to tears and she would not eat. So here's this girl, Hannah. She couldn't have children and this woman is mocking her. You know, this person that she lives with. She's constantly telling her, haha, you can't have kids and I can. Look how bad, she's making Hannah feel so bad about herself because she just couldn't do a simple thing of having children. And I know that would make me feel horrible to live with someone and them constantly making fun of me because I couldn't do what they could. Hannah must be thinking, God, why did you bless her and not me? Do you see how badly she's treating me? This isn't fair. And that's how it looks sometimes. We see people get blessed over us when they shouldn't. I mean, we see that this person might be doing something wrong, and then we see him get blessed. And sometimes you're thinking, God, did you not just see what she just did and she got blessed? I mean, do you see how she's treating me and she's getting blessed? Peninnah was being so mean to her and making fun of her inability to have children. Now let's continue on with the story. So in 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 9, it says, once after a sacrificial meal at Shiloh, Hannah got up and went to pray. Eli, the priest, was sitting at his customary place beside the entrance of the tabernacle. Hannah was in deep anguish, crying bitterly as she prayed to the Lord, and she made this vow. O Lord of heaven's armies, if you look upon my sorrow and answer my prayer and give me a son, then I will give him back to you. He will be yours for his entire life, and as a sign that he has been dedicated to the Lord, his hair will never be cut. So she went to God and she cried out to him. She said, God, please help me. I'm hurt. My heart hurts. I'm so sad. And she cried out to him for help. She said, God, give me a son. So the next morning, his whole family got up. The whole family of Elkanah, Peninnah, Hannah, everyone. They got up from Shiloh where they were worshiping God, and they went home. And God remembered Hannah's plea. And so that next night, Hannah got pregnant and she had a son named Samuel. Isn't that crazy? How God remembered and heard her plea, and he said, okay, Hannah, I heard you and I know what you're feeling. I know you're so hurt and sad, and I see what Peninnah has been doing to you. I'm going to give you a son and you're going to name him Samuel. Then she named him Samuel. So I know what it's like to have friends, siblings be so rude to you and then they get blessed. And I have been in those situations. Ask anyone, and they have been in a situation of being on their knees crying out to God, saying, God, please help me. You know what I'm feeling. You have seen what has happened. You're just crying out to God. And it may seem like he doesn't hear you. It may not happen right away, but he sees you. He sees everything. God is a God avenging his people. So when he sees that you have been wronged and over continuously, someone's just being constantly mean to you, he's going to avenge you. He's going to build you up. He's going to help you. This is what he did for Hannah, and this is what he'll do for you. Hannah kept her promise to God, and when the boy was old enough, she gave him to God, and he grew up in the tabernacle. And Samuel grew up to be a very important man. He grew up to be the leading priest. And he soon shows up in the story of David, King David. So just imagine, Hannah she can't have kids. And when she cries out to God and God gives her a kid, he grows up to be this great man. And just think about Peninnah. She has kids, but there's no story written about them. They're not in the Bible. Look what God did for Hannah. So God sees you. He sees your pain. He sees your tears. He also sees the people who made you cry. The That's who God is. He is the God who always shows up. He's never going to leave you alone. God sees your pain and He will bless you. So don't focus on the unfairness, on how much better someone else's life is. Focus on God, and He'll turn the situation around for your good. Just remember Hannah. So every single time something bad happens to you, maybe you're at school and a girl's being mean to you, or maybe you're at home and a sibling's being mean to you, and you're just seeing the life that they're leading, and you're like, why does she keep getting all these things when she's being so mean? Don't be jealous and don't focus on that. Go to God. Say, God, you see what's happening, and please help me. And I promise you, He will. All right, so that's our lesson for today, and let's get to the craft. And you're gonna put the crown in the hole, and you get that piece of tape with the sticky part facing this way, and you're gonna tape it right to the back of the cup. And there we go, we have our princess.